Camelot 331 here, and we're back, baby. We're back to my first love. The one that destroyed my whole life. Made it to where I can't sit down ever again because it hurts too much on my booty. I'm telling you. We're talking about GameStop today. A lot of insane stuff is coming out about GameStop, and I'm kind of blown away. I'm going to be completely honest right now. I had a hold contact that I used to talk to within the corporate office of GameStop that has reached out and told me some pretty alarming things, and they're actually not that unbelievable, to be honest. Knowing what we know now, GameStop had an earnings call recently reporting that they lost $105 million in net loss, which is not shocking as well. I'm not shocked at all. There is absolutely 0 volts going through my body right now, and I would know because I'd feel it in the tip of my pee-pee, and I don't because that's all I got is a tip. There ain't nothing else. I gotta tie a string to it to take a pee. It's pretty terrible. What does this message say from the insider? It's gonna blow some of your guys' mind. And we're gonna cover that and the earnings call and everything else. It's all gonna be covered on this delicious, delicious day that I wish I wouldn't have woke up, but it's fine, so here we are. So before we get into it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, doodle. That's very damn important. And make sure you do me a big favor. Make sure you subscribe. Damn it. You can message me on social medias. 100 followers from 10K on Instagram, boys. So let's get a little bit of context here real quick like. So, recently Kotaku released an article talking about GameStop pushing its employees to the breaking point during the holiday rush. This is something that is not uncommon. I went through it 11 times myself with GameStop. It is a damn nightmare, and it only got worse in the later years. And now Kotaku's talking about it. And it looks like revenue's down, and stores are closing, but the stock price continues to hover above an unprecedented 200 a share. Not anymore as of filming this because the earnings call happened. But the GameStop subreddit is what this is referring to, and if you look at it, it's pretty much entirely negative all the time. Okay, which is something that this insider that messaged me referred to. The GameStop Reddit. The executives know about it. And they talk about it in this message, so stay tuned for that. So basically, employees are unhappy. Not shocking, right? GameStop's been one of the worst places to work in most recent memory. The executives don't care. Corporate doesn't care. No one cares. They're one of the lowest paid places that you can work in the U.S., which is not surprising. Even though the stock price is high, they could probably afford to pay a little bit better, but it's all good. We all remember Legacy Delete, where they would actually intentionally fire store managers that made more so they could hire them in for half or a third of the cost. That's something that GameStop used to do and probably still does to this day if they even have any long-term associates left. But employees have had enough. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, the stock price is exploding, boys. The stock price is exploding, right? That means GameStop's doing a kick-ass job right now, correct? Is that what that means? Well, check this out right here. It says GameStop shares fall as video game retailer reports widening losses in third quarter. It says right here, GameStop shares fell after the company reported that losses widened in the fiscal third quarter. The video game retailer net loss grew to $105 million. Now keep in mind, guys, last year, and a lot of last year and the year prior, GameStop kept reporting that they lost $100 million every quarter, right? Well, we're back to square one. That's where they're at, but they have a lot more on-hand cash because Reddit saved their asses. So, that's what's going on right now. That is what's going on. It says the company reported that its net loss grew to $105.4 million from a loss of only $18 million last year. And it says right here something very important. It says, GameStop's new leaders have provided very few details about their turnaround strategy and have yet to share an outlook. They have not answered questions on the company's past several earnings calls, including the one today. So they're not giving a future of what they're supposed to be doing to fix the company. To me, kind of looks like they're riding this Reddit train a little bit and they're not actually going to do anything. Right here it says, we continue to see a customer-first culture taking hold throughout our stores. That's a lie, 100%. Maintaining this on emphasis on the customer will remain key as we work to grow across categories and new areas. They're still focusing on in-store. That's what they're still focusing on. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed, which is kind of sad. It does say they're looking into blockchain NFTs as well as more business opportunities. So that's pretty interesting. So employees are really pissed. GameStop doesn't care. Well, I had somebody reach out to me from the inside, somebody I used to talk to pretty regularly, and then it kind of went radio silent for a while. But we're going to look at the message they sent me, and it's pretty damn insane. So make sure you got your seatbelt on, and make sure you have evacuated your bowels in at least the last 30 minutes. All right? Because you're about to do it again, baby. Or if you're sitting on the toilet, which a lot of you probably is, congratulations. You're already there, baby. So let's dive into this delicious-ass sauce. Check this out right here. It says, I'm sure you saw the Kotaku article. So, we had a meeting in corporate about this, specifically discussing damage control. These people are out of touch. And as you can tell, they haven't responded to it, which means their damage control is to ignore it, which GameStop pretty much has always done. So it's something that's rolled over to the new executive team. But it says, I decided to speak out because I'm not worried about this career anymore. I just want to help. I brought up several emails that employees have sent me directly. People are furious and want out. That is why they reach out to you or the media, trying to force GameStop's hand, because unfortunately in today's climate, the only way you can get a company to respond to anything is negative PR. Otherwise, they don't give a damn. And unfortunately, since GameStop's turned into kind of a popular meme, or was, with the whole Reddit nonsense, now people like GameStop. Now people don't want to share, the negatives of them mistreating their workforce. People don't really care anymore about that, which kind of sucks, because what it boils down to is people are still more worried about their individual selves as far as their shares in GameStop and them making money personally than these people actually being treated right, which is kind of the way it's always been. People will cry all day that people should be treated better until they have their money on the line. Then they don't give a damn what happens to the associates. And that's just how it works. But let's continue. It says, I brought up the Reddit and how it's entirely negative, even though we have our guys combing it all day, every day, removing posts, which is something I did not know. The corporate heads, including some executives, audibly laughed at these grievances, which I am not shocked. Mike looked at me and scoffed, saying, we have other things to worry about than store-level bodies. Yes, they call small associates bodies, which I'm guessing is anybody in stores like management and part-time and stuff like that, which is pretty disgusting. He says, so I gave the angle that we don't have tons of long-time associates left, and if we cross any more of them, we will be left with no one with the right talent and experience to run these stores. To which another head said, let them leave, it's a revolving door. They go on to say most of the corporate heads are on month-long vacations and don't really interact with anyone. I'm shocked. They are well off from the inflation of the stock price, so I don't see a better future here, at least for the employees. So, that's pretty damn shocking right there. Are you guys shocked? GameStop doesn't give a damn. They audibly laugh at the Reddit when they see these grievances from associates. And if any other corporate leader shares their opinion on it and says, hey, we need to make sure we're looking at these people and trying to help them, they get laughed at. But it's pretty disgusting. They don't care. They never have, and they never will. If that doesn't show you anything, look, I know maybe you have shares in GameStop, and maybe you don't want to pay attention to this, and that is completely fine. Look, I get it. You're trying to better yourself. That's whatever. But there's people in these stores suffering, and the executives and the corporate office and people in charge have never been more rich because of their shares in this company. And what are they doing? They're just soaking it up and not helping their associates at all. Their associates are making nothing. When I worked at GameStop, store managers, like 5 or 6 of them in my entire district, was making $12 an hour, which is like $25,000 a year before taxes. Keep that in mind. You can go to Target right now and make 15, 16 to 17, taking out the damn trash or stocking a shelf. Keep that in mind, okay? GameStop can afford to pay these people more, especially right now. And they're not. They're not. Why? What the hell is going on? You have to pay for your loyalty. It's probably why no one that is working there currently is a longtime associate, let's be honest. What do you think? Please share this video. Please share this video. Maybe we can help some people out. Do everything you can. Comment. Please like it. Please give me a kiss on the forehead and tell me everything's going to be all right when I go to sleep at night and the monster's not going to come out and spread my cheeks and give me the good old-fashioned clapping like he likes to do. Because I can barely walk, all right? I don't mind once a week. Shit, dude. I'm stupid. Bye. Yeah. Ooh, ah, he. Thank Jesus that's over.